Hey, it's your #1 credit repair couple.
Number 1.
So I want to show you all, we are in Puerto Rico. And you all kind of got an idea that we did relocate. We got us a new home with our kids, so this is a family venture. And I just want to tell you all a little bit about our journeys. Like, we both started in corporate America. We both deal with a lot of people. We have helped a lot of entrepreneurs, and something a lot of the young business owners, or even older business owners that kind of branded in their job, tell us that they be like, should I quit my job, or when is the right time to quit? I have been in your position before, and honestly, like, I have been there. I know the anxiety you deal with, but the biggest thing you need to understand is you would know when the right time is when to quit. You would know the right time to quit. But here's the next thing. If you ever quit your job and things doesn't work with your business, you can always get another bullshit job. You can always get another one. So don't feel like, hey, if I quit, things are gonna go whatever. Like, no, don't get crazy. Don't do nothing crazy. Just remember, it's many of jobs out here. Just gotta travel or work in your local community.
Yeah.
Like, tell them about the job you had, and I'm gonna tell you about mine.
So I worked in a call center, my last real job, and I can say that it was a decent job. I mean, 14 an hour. No, I started at 12 an hour, 14, then 15, right? And that's because I switched to a management position, and that comes with more than what you're really worth. More duties than
you gotta be built for that, and the check gotta definitely match.
Yeah, the check wasn't matching. Okay, let's just say that. And one day a discussion came about the workload, etc., and I wasn't complaining, but I was making it known that I know my worth. All right, my husband know my worth. I know my worth, so my job was gonna know it. And I was told I was disposable. Right, that I was disposable. The job was disposable, and I just thought that was some bullshit, just to be honest with you. And I always wanted my own business, and I was in a process. I think at that time I wanted to start a boutique, and something clicked. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna be told that. I'm not gonna work my ass off for somebody to tell me that, right? So I found another job. So when he say find another bullshit ass job, when you are in the midst of looking for you and what you want to do and starting a business, that's what we mean. We mean just get out there. So I'm not saying if you went to college for a career. We're not saying that. We are saying to the ones who are in positions that you don't want to be in, and when you got a bigger purpose to fulfill, right? So that's all we mean. And Zeb, you just tell them how you ended up leaving.
And basically what happened with me was I called what we did finessing corporate America, because I learned how corporate America worked. I moved up to a very high position so far as management, and I learned about a lot of different labor laws and some things that men are entitled to in some different states. And we had a baby back in January of 2019. And upon us having that baby, I knew I could take a leave. So men, know your laws, because if you have a baby, you can definitely take a leave, and most of it can be paid for, just like your wife. So I was able to spend time with my woman, our other 2 kids, and a newborn that we brought in, because why put in all that work and once you have your baby, you're not there to enjoy that moment? Like, that's the biggest thing. And I used to work a lot of hours for this company, and when I took that leave, one of the biggest rumors came to me was, they don't believe in men taking leaves to be with their wife. I'm like, wow. And this came from higher up management. And I'm not knocking that manager, not knocking that company, but the company should have been gossiping. It should never got back to me.
Right.
So we had already started our credit repair business, and we had already had like 2 students already. So I knew what we had was like that go. It was ready to move, and we just needed to take it serious. So what happened was, during that time, after we had the baby, I'm on a 6-week leave. I got so aggressive with my social media marketing, my referral programs. Like, we got so aggressive. She's taking care of the baby, and we still working. Like,
he was like,
working.
You gotta post 3-4 times a day.
Yeah, like we came up with a strong strategic plan that we was gonna grow our business. And right before I went back to work, I could have really quit, but I went back to work to get a bonus check. I got a bonus because we got paid quarterly bonus. I had got one bonus check. That was in April. And no, it wasn't April. No, it was March, because it was 6 weeks, so it was March. And then we had another one coming up in July. So I went back to work, resumed it, but I was the most cockiest, arrogant person you could meet at work because I knew my time was up, and I had got to the point where I was talking like crazy to my managers because I knew my time was up.
If y'all know Zeb, y'all know why I'm looking like this, because he'll let you know. He tell me all the time, you too nice.
But seriously,
and
like,
I get told I'm mean. I'm like, I'm not too nice.
Like, it got serious for them guys, and they started understanding. Like, they started watching my social media more. They was asking my employees, cause I was a manager. They be asking some of my team members and employees.
Sending me friend requests.
Yeah, they were like, hey, what is Zeb doing? How do he still get his job done, but he's able to run his business? And it got so like open and out there that I eventually told everybody, and they didn't say anything. They started inquiring about getting a credit fix, but they never took it serious because they knew what I was doing. I even had my upper manager, like, he called me one day at like 6 something in the morning. Like, nobody called me that early then, cause I wasn't that big, but he called me and he actually act like he wanted to get my services. I knew it was him cause I could tell his voice, but he never called back, so I knew what was going on.
Yeah, I remember that.
And to make a long story short, I ended up quitting. I learned about P&Ls. I learned about how to set up a business, run a business, how to keep people in upper management, in check to where they can get their job done.
And how to replace yourself, how to make people wear other hats or do tasks that you would have normally been able to do. And that's what he's done in the business. He's replaced tasks. He even started replacing my task. And I was just like, no, I want to do that. That's my thing. But he like, how you going to do this if you doing that?
So I seriously though, like, now. I learned a lot, and that was one of the biggest things they hated. They hated I was able to run a business and still get my job done at work because I taught all my team members how to do my job. But I was just training them up to get the job once I left because I knew my time was up.
And then once you left, they were still able to run the store and make the money.
A lot of them are still there, and the things are working perfectly. So all I'm saying is, if you learn things correctly, when you quit your job, that moment when you do it, it's going to be a lot of anxiety. I dealt with it, but you'll be able to figure things out because you're smart enough. Trust me.
And it's not going to be perfect. Let me just say that before we wrap up the video. It does not have to be perfect for you to start, right? That's my problem. Okay, I want it to be perfect before. No, you will learn as you go, and it will perfect itself over time. Just give yourself the opportunity and the chance. If you don't give yourself the chance, you will never know what's on the other side of fear. Okay, so we looking and we waiting for you on the other side, because it's more to life than paycheck to paycheck. It's more to life than not knowing how you're going to pay this bill, or how you're going to make this move, or how you're going to feed your kids. Are you going to feed your kids or clothe your kids? That shouldn't be up for negotiation. You should be able to do both and more. Right.
And like, we're real testaments. Like, we're real testimony. So if you ever want to learn what we do, or you need help with any business, we do all around business coaching. Like, we can teach you some of the simplest things. It is not expensive, but if you want to learn exactly what we do, it can become pricey because we got a valuable product. And we are some of the best teachers to learn from, and the reason why, because we have did it. We got the experience.
We did that.
That's what you pay for. You pay for experience. You don't pay for somebody to teach you something because of what they think or what they guess. No, you paying because of the experience they have. So we out here touring another city inside of a country that we live in. Love it. I'm so happy to say I'm a Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican mommy and papi.
Yep, I'm happy to say it.
Puerto Rican license. Puerto Rican residence. Puerto Rican. See, I'm practicing. They told me to roll my R so I can learn Espanol.
Well, that's the biggest thing. So we're going to drop our links below. If you want to learn from any one of us, or you need any type of help from us, or you just want somebody to talk to and bounce ideas off of,
we're there. Absolutely.
See y'all later.